All right, we are now going on to 5.2, which is the lesson all about multiplying two fractions. So in 5.1, we learned about how to multiply fractions when we're multiplying by a whole number. So now we're going to have two fractions. Our first step is to show 2/3. It says first, divide the whole into 3 equal parts and show 2/3. So you're going to see here when I click this, here's 2/3. 1, 2, 3, and 2 are shaded. Step 2 is they want us to show 3/4. So then divide these thirds into 4 equal parts and show 3/4. So you're going to see that these lines go up and down, right? Well, when we times something the other way, or we're trying to show that we're multiplying by another fraction, they have the lines go left to right. So here they have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3/4 of those are shaded, okay? So step 3 then is to find the product of 3/4 times 2/3. The whole square now has 12 equal parts. The purple shows 3/4 of 2/3. 6 of the 12 equal parts are purple, so 3/4 times 2/3 is equal to 6/12 or 1/2. So here what they want me to do is figure out which numbers go along with the pictures. Now, of course, we could go through and be like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this must be 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 of them are shaded, so 2/9. And this one, we know then it has to be 8/15. But why? Let's look at the y part of this. This number right here, I always look at my bottom numbers. This is 5, right? Well, if you count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 out of the 5 are shaded. Okay, so that means 4/5. Now when we cut the other way, going up and down, there are thirds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when we shade 2 out of the 3 and 4 out of the 5, we end up having an overlap of 8/15. Here, same thing. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 2/3 would be shaded here, 1/3 down here, and 2/9 are currently overlapping, which means 2/9 is our total, or our product. Says the square represents one whole. Which multiplication matches the model? Well, we could go through and we could cut our squares 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 9. So we know then it must be 3. But why? When you do 1, 2, 3 for thirds, and 2 out of the 3 are shaded here, I'll just do a quick little squiggle, and then 1, 2, 3, and 2 out of the 3 are shaded here, I have a total of 4 that are overlapped. So 4/9 is my total, or my product. If you multiply two fractions that are both less than 1, can the product ever be greater than 1? No, because if both are fractions and they're less than 1, when you multiply, you are finding a part of a part. Part of a part is less than 1, so the answer is no. Let's go on to key concept. All right, so for this, you're going to notice that they multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator to make sure that, so 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 3 is 15.
When multiplying two fractions, multiply the fraction's numerators to find the numerator of the product. Multiply the fraction's denominators to find the denominator of the product. If necessary, rewrite the product in simplest form.
All right. So remember, numerator means the top, denominator means the bottom. The general rule.
You can use this general rule for any two fractions, a divided by b and c divided by d. The quantity a divided by b multiplied by the quantity c divided by d equals the quantity a multiplied by c divided by the quantity b multiplied by d.
In other words, multiply your top numbers, multiply your bottom numbers, and if you need to simplify, you need to do so. On to part 2. They want us to drag each pair of factors to match their product. Go ahead and write these down with me. So if I have 5/11 times 2/7, I know 5 times 2 gives me 10, and 7 times 11 gives me 77. So 10/77 is my answer. This next one says 1/2 multiplied by 3/8. 3 times 1 is going to give me 3. 2 times 8 will give me 16. So 3/16 is my answer for this one. Next, it says 5/6 multiplied by 5/6. 5 times 5 gives me 25, and 6 times 6 gives me 36. So 25/36 is my answer for this one. Next, 3/4 times 5/8. 5 times 3 is 15. 8 times 4, 32. So 15/32. This next one, 4 times 1 is 4. 9 times 5 is 45. And last but not least, 5 times 7 is 35. 9 times 8 is 72. Go ahead and copy that down. I would love to see your work for all of these as well.
Find the product 2/5 times 4/5.
Go ahead and try this on your own. Freeze your screen, try it, and then I will walk you through how to solve this answer. Go ahead and freeze your screen. So if I have 2/5 times 4/5, 4 times 2 will give me 8, and 5 times 5 is 25. So your answer should be 8/25. On to part 3.
When multiplying two fractions, such as 3/8 times 2/5, there are 2 ways you can use to write the product in simplest form. Method 1. Simplify after multiplying. Multiply the numerators and denominators. Divide the numerator and the denominator of the product by their greatest common factor, 2. Write the product in simplest form.
So up top, they do 3 times 2, which is 6, and 8 times 5, which is 40. Okay, in here, they notice both 6 and 40 are even, so they divide by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Method 2.
Method 2. Simplify before multiplying. Divide the numerator and the denominator of either factor by their greatest common factor. Divide 8 and 2 by 2. Multiply the simplified factors. Write the product in simplest form.
So you need to divide the numerator and the denominator of either factor by their GCF. So they divide 8 by 2 and 2 by 2. Doing this way on your diagonals, that's sometimes helpful. We'll talk about both methods in class tomorrow.
How far is this library, man? My dogs are barking. Don't even start with me. We're almost there.
So to find an area, we know the formula for area is base times height or length times width. So if I use 1/3 and I multiply by 9/10, I can solve this by multiplying straight across. Okay, so I have 9 times 1, which is 9, and then 10 times 3, which is 30. These can both be simplified. I know 3 can come out of both. So if I divide the top by 3, I have to divide my bottom by 3 as well. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 30 divided by 3 is 10, so I get 3/10 is my answer. That's method 1 that I did on the left. On the right, you can see that you can simplify this before you're multiplying. So they say 9 and 3 both have a factor of 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 10 times 1 is 10. 3 times 1 is 3. They'll both get you the same answer. Last problem.
Find the area of the piece of grass sod modeled in the diagram. Write your answer in simplest form.
So if I have 5/6 and I'm multiplying it by 3/5, I'm going to look at my diagonals to start. 3 and 6. Can anything come out of both 3 and 6? Well, yeah, they both have 3 as a factor. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. What about 5 and 5? Well, I can pull 5 out of both of those. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So 1 times 1 will give me 1. 2 times 1 gives me 2. I get 1/2. Well, Miss S, I don't really like this whole simplifying before multiplying thing. Here's the other way you could do it, guys. If I have 5/6 times 3/5, I know 5 times 3 is 15, right? 6 times 5 is 30. From there, I know I can divide by 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 30 divided by 5 is 6. And I know that 3/6 can be divided by 3, or 3 can come out of both. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. I get 1/2 regardless of which method I use. Go ahead and copy those down, and when you're done, you're good to go.